as long as I know that we've started.
Okay, yeah, so,
You can let her know, and if you could just give yourself 5 seconds before you start reading. Yeah.
okay, and then I will just give you a wave when it's been 12 minutes if you want,
Okay,
just as an FYI,
sure.
but not to need to stop or anything.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great.
Okay. 5, 4, I'm just kidding. Okay, action.
Before I start, I'd like to thank Gulf Coast for asking me to be a part of this, and Irene Miles for being so rad. This first poem takes its title from the first line. I do not know how to write pretty poems. I do not know how to write pretty poems about being an addict. I keep trying, but the moon won't show, and holy colors refuse their help. It is all puke and blah, sad mom, sad me and blah, blah and drunk sex, blah and the details are stark and dark and failures, stuff my mother's nightmares are made of. The details are let me make this busted Forever 21 dress into a lifestyle, or a garden tub in submerged sleep, the panic when waking and the disappointment at breath, or Cracker Barrel bathroom bukes, bile on black leather, bile on porcelain, bile in a solo cup, or this dick and that dick, and who's on first and who gave me chlamydia, who's who when I'm so tanked all the faces are highway blurs. Sometimes the details are contained. The Granville County drunk tank, my teeth in a Coke mirror, hands down pants, apologies in a text. And sometimes the details are not, or regrets that weigh forever. The last night I ever drank, it was with a man I hated in an outfit begging for something softer than my own timed bones. I swallowed a rusty drink in a VIP loft. I swizzled my dumb tongue down his numb throat. I knew when I hit the brick, stumbling to my truck, cocksure I'd get home safe and on my own, that I wouldn't. I am not smarter or more clever than a high. I don't believe I am lovely, but I am tender and trying, and at my worst, I am drunk. Hey Hannah, take my body. When you cried and died, I figured, okay, I will take your dog and your hooker hoops and your mother on my shoulder, your father on my resume. What a sad show of reverie. What a bunch of love. I was thinking your rose gold nameplate. I was thinking your canine charity clutch. I was thinking your stonemason boyfriend and his bookend jaw, his toad hands. When my other friends died, I got all their things. Silver serpent, cat eyes, high leather pumps, but you aren't really dead, just looking like it. You wept a bitch's worth of salt in those suicidal months, and though you did not all the way die, something sunk in your heart and festered there, so I gave you my own blood box for starters. Your eyes were so pugged, something had to be done. Your eyes were so beat, so tucked tight, so freshly fucked. Okay, Hannah, here are my windows. They are green like infection and bright like money. My hands were next because you needed to help yourself. Then armpits because you envied my fuzz. Adios, ditch pits. Take care of my knees. They lock on their own. Notice my moonbed nails, my strawberry stress spots, the flop in my mouth. Okay, you can take these tiny tits. Okay, you can take this phone voice. Okay, you can take my picture skin show. Okay, you can take the cake. Do not misplace my long neck. You can use it to swallow or be a bird forever. Do not forget to pill all the pills. Do not forget to breathe breath. It is only life, you sick bitch. It is only a taut flesh temple fraught with trying. You cry and cry, but I know you are living quiet inside like a mother at mass, like a new baby first yell, like a building squawk. Hannah, I only want you alive on arrival. Hannah, I only want your loudest sound. Body surge. When 12, I fainted at Camp Kanata. Everything went tunnel then echo, and I looked desperately to my best friend then, who is still my best friend now, whose breast came barreling out of her body, and so she mothered me, who was there when I mouthed, Lil, I can't see you, as my eyes went all poltergeist TV screens, snow wash white out. I choked on a single ice cube the next day, and Lil ran for a counselor like Paul Revere shouting, "She can't breathe, she's sensitive in her body," and I am. Counselors came and I was blue and my throat was total tea frozen, and we all only had to wait for the cube to melt. The human body can go a full 5 minutes without oxygen, although cold decreases that endurance by half. But because it was only in my hot throat and the cube was melted by lunch, I was fine, but still ridiculous. In Southeast Georgia, a friend got married and I wore yellow and no hair, not even a hint. And the river was cold like my last lover and begged for attention the same too. Guests racked their brains for who I even was, but I was Adele, all homely and homeless. There was a swimming hole at the ceremony built like a coffin, standing upright, only one body at a time. I went in last and I went night-night. MJ pulled me free, and the funny thing wasn't how my body loved the freeze enough to quit, but all the bezeled hives covering my softest parts, so I was decorated fancier than when I arrived. At the beach once in the sand and sun, I went for a run barefoot in a rag skirt and lame top. It wasn't but a mile until my face was a pink puffy nightmare, a beat up bottom hole, and 2 angel brothers with diamond eyes found me knocked out on the shore. The doctor asked about allergies, but the test to know all the things that can kill you cost too much to ever know. When I was a little girl, I would itch my eyes into wounds, and my mother soaked warm rags for the pain. It was so ordinary. I would do everything an 8-year-old does like normal, but just with rags on my eyes. Hide and seek with rags, so I hid. Paper dolls with rags, so soggy dresses. Clown blue cupcakes with rags, so blue rags. Everyone has a weakness bucket in their body, and mine is brimming. I know more now than I ever have. Nightshade raises flags, and whatever a cat is made of isn't safe. The bucket is one way I am woundable. I can also only see myself as the worst woman I have ever been, but I have a book for that. There is nothing for the bucket but balance, and I'm so far down this rickety road, I got no clue how to get home. Violence. I have already said gun 3 times today like this, gun, gun, gun. I wrote an essay on it just this week, on the saying of gun and things of pain. The essay talks about a gun dance between my boyfriend and a gang kid. It talks about my no teeth. I had no front teeth until I was 18. I didn't kiss a boy until then either, because of the no teeth. And it was a slippery slope down to fucking. The essay also talks about my uncle who overdosed while I was in rehab, but it doesn't say enough because I don't know enough. I just know that my mom had tucked me into rehab like a fever dream, and only a few days later, she tucked her brother into something darker and forever. She called and told me he was dead. She said dead, like dead, 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 but it was quieter than that. The essay too talks about my dog, who is falling to pieces. Teeth, tags, and toes, all not right and so thin so they break or tear like an orange. She is only a dog, but she knows my soul. In the essay, I forgot to talk about my Nana and how whenever we flew her out of New Orleans, she had no airport etiquette. She putzed around and joked bomb, bomb, bomb and wouldn't stay seated. I forgot to tell about when I shot a musket at a pumpkin, or when I took a hard fist hit and got 2 black eyes together all at once, or when Laura shot herself in the face in the school bathroom during lunch, and I was at my locker, and I heard the crack and I went to the bathroom, and I opened the door, and everything was red, red, red. This is the last poem I'm going to read. It's called Playing the Field. I did not know my strengths until my 20s, and those strengths weren't even my real ones. They got me paid, they got me sad. It was a woolly bar, it was a shit team, it was a small shitty pond. I was a big flashy fish. I was so cool you don't even know. I was a real fun time. I had skunk streaks in my hair above my ears. I had a gram of anything in my pocket. I had some money and jokes. I was hysterical, and everybody wanted to throw me a surprise party all the time. At 22, I found out I could smile for money. I could drink for money. I could blank for money. It was my show. Baby, you're invited to the premiere, but you cannot touch my trophy. You cannot hold my satin train. In that factory town, all they wanted was a pretty girl with visible scarring, an eager tender to trade, to bet on, and I was the best bet. When I was a little kid, I stuck to what I knew best. Paper keeping, organization, folders, binder clips, highlighting. I played secretary, I played teacher, alone, nonstop in the crawl space in the playroom. Give me a project, a task, a student, a pile of papers, a lot of words. Give me a loose laundry list to control. Give me distraction, a decoy duck. Do not give me a six-pack, a dark night, a bad man with black eyes and slick hair. Do not give me a high jump, a stiff board, a soft body of noir water, a sticky baggie, a soft body. Do not give me a never been done, a too dangerous. Do not even try to give me a sweet name, Lucy, Mommy, Bunny, Pumpkin. They call it risk-seeking behavior. I call it easy peasy lemon squeezy. When I was 12, I played on my first softball team. Now please know that this was not my first sport. I had already failed basketball, gymnastics, and dance. I will never forget when I started gymnastics, Mom said, I need you to stick with this. I've paid for the month, and it is your father's poker savings. The first day, I could not even roll. I could not put my big dumb head between my legs and roll. I begged Mom to never go back. I cried like every other quit, embarrassed and ashamed. The girls on the softball team were giants, were women. Surely there had been a mistake. Why me? Whenever something went hysterically wrong, Mom used to say, God is punishing you. It was supposed to be a joke, but God punished me all the time. All the girls were R-crumb women, the thickets of hair on their heads and their legs, the thickest legs on young teens I had ever seen. They cranked the ball like a mower. I never hit a hit. I never caught a fly. It was my most absurd failure yet. Dad said, you'd be the star of a shit team, and it did not take me forever to learn the top value of a shitty heap, the big flashy fish, the brightest, trashiest star. I traded my tasks and agendas for tits and ass, for a train town and a dark bar for men with whiskey holes and wet wild eyes. You know what is funny? How long it takes you to know yourself. You know what is funny? How losing as a kid makes you so determined as an adult, even if it is for all the wrong goals, even if they aren't goals but drinks and drugs. If there was a winner chicken dinner of drinks and drugs, I won. If there was a slick girl with a thick wet throat, I won. My shit team made it all possible. I would like to thank God for my punishment and my shit team. Thank you.